Hey YouTubers, welcome back for another retro game unboxing video. So for this video, I'll be showing you these 4 Anthology editions and telling you why I love them, why they're so great, and why you should buy them. Now, where do you buy them first off? So obviously sites like eBay and Facebook. Now for purists who want original copies of the original each individual game, maybe they're not such a great buy. As obviously they're not the original thing, but as you'll see when I'm unboxing them, they're almost just as good. Now, because they aren't the original copies of the individual games, price-wise on sites like eBay and Facebook, you'll find these in like the $20 to $40 range, which is a really good deal. Again, when I unbox these things, you'll see why. And every time I've checked on online sites, there's usually a dozen different copies available. So let's get right down to it and start unboxing these things. Okay, first we're going to start off with the Ultimate RPG Archives published by Interplay. Let's see what games that you get with it. You get the entire original Bard's Tale trilogy plus the construction set where you get to make your own adventures. 2 Might and Magic games, I believe that's 4 and 5. Stonekeep, 3D RPG. Ultima Underworld, first-person spin-off from the Ultima series. Dragon Wars, another early Interplay RPG. Wasteland, a franchise that's still going strong. 3rd game coming out pretty soon, and in case you didn't know, Wasteland also spawned the Fallout series. And Wizardry, another long-running RPG series. Alright, so the first thing that you'll notice about this box, if you had it in front of you, is just how heavy it is. Like, wow, it's pretty freaking hefty, so... If you were to throw this at somebody, injuries will ensue. So, let's see what we get in here. And that right there is why I love anthologies like these. Look at the size of this manual. So obviously it's a compilation manual for all the games that are in the box. 510 pages total, like, so much reading to do. I mean, like, here's just like a regular novel of mine, and bigger and heftier. Now this is so great. This is why I love anthologies like these so much. I mean, there's just so much reading in here to do. There's artwork from dozens of different artists in here. So what else do we get? Support information guide. Update for the Ultimate RPG Archive. It's bypass copy protection. Finally, we got the CD folder, which contains a whopping 5 CDs and an installation customer support reference card. So again, my favorite thing about these collector's editions, the size of the manual. Okay, so next up, we got the Lost Treasures of Infocom. So Infocom was primarily known for their text-based adventure games. Like you have the original Zork, Planetfall, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Leather Goddesses from Phobos, those sorts of things. So let's look here. So you get a whopping 20 games in here. And of course, they're classic adventures, a lot of the Zork series, Planetfall and Stationfall, Hitchhiker's Guide. So a lot of their early games. So let's take a look. Again, really hefty. Really hefty. So this one has to have like a big manual as well, right? So let's see what we get. So 5 floppy disks for 20 games. Not bad. Yep. nice, big, thick manual in landscape format. Again, full of just like, oh, look at that artwork. Look at that. You have artwork from like so many different artists. Let's see what else we got. Oh, look at this. So a lot of these games came with maps. One, parchment. A lot of this stuff was like for puzzles that you had to solve in the game or for copy protection. Reference card. And another map. Oh. More maps. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of these editions are maps. That's cool. Very, very cool. I wonder, again, since I don't have original copies of these games, I wonder how these were printed in the original games, if they were on like special parchment paper, cloth maps like the Ultima series. Just so much. I mean, unfortunately, this is printed on, like, you know, just feels like regular photocopy paper, so definitely didn't cost a lot to produce. Just look at this. So many maps. So many maps. And, installation guide. Okay, and next up we have the Forgotten Realms Archives, again published by Interplay, in a really big box, like really big box. It's the biggest one out of them all. So let's see what games that you get. You get, according to the box, you get all 12 Forgotten Realms titles, but there's actually more than 12, so I'm not sure if it was just based on like publisher or studio or whatever. So, Forgotten Realms Epic 4 games. So, Pool of Radiance, Curse of the Azure Bonds, Secret of the Silver Blades, Pools of Darkness, all for the SSI Gold Box series, Hills Far, the White Box game of the group, the Eye of the Beholder trilogy, First Person Dungeon Crawl, Dungeon Hack, a roguelike sort of game. Savage Frontier, Gateway and Treasures of the Savage Frontier, and Menzo Berenzin. So I'm sure a lot of you who know the last one, because R.A. Salvatore releases a new novel in that setting, like, you know, every couple of years. So, inside, let's see what we get. So, cardboard spacer, so, translation code wheels. So these are for Pool of Radiance, Curse of the Azure Bonds, and Hills Far. So this was the copy protection for the first three SSI Gold Box / White Box series of games. So basically what you had to do was screen would prompt you, it would show you 2 runes and a pattern, and you would have to match it up and then type in the letters in order to continue on with the game. So they stopped doing that and then started referring to, in the later games for copy protection, they would say, you know, go to page so-and-so of the journal and write down like the 3rd word or something like that. Oh, business reply mail. So again, another nice thick manual, not as thick as the RPG Archives one, But this one is definitely my favorite manual out of all of the anthologies, mainly because it's all D&D, and I like the artwork just a little bit more in this. Like, this is really awesome, especially if you're like a D&D Forgotten Realms fan. There's just so much to read in here. Although, for this game, the manuals, a good portion of them are journal entries, which you really shouldn't read because it literally gives away like several sections of the game. Because in the games, because to save space, there wasn't like a lot of on-screen text. To save space, I mean hard drive space, because hard drives were like 10, 20 megabytes big at the time, and text still takes up quite a bit of space. So what they did was, when you got to a certain point in the game, it would tell you to go into the journal page something something, entry something something, and read there, and that would pretty much tell you what's going on in the game. So yeah, something like that. See that? But yeah, other than that, bestiary. And this was based on advanced Dungeons and Dragons, so you have the whole to hit AC 0 system in here. So what we got? CD folder, 4 CDs. And finally, we have Interplay's 10-year anthology collection, a nice sampling of all the different games published by Interplay. So let's see what we get here. So you get a nice mixture of games. I mean, you have Battle Chess, Star Trek 25th Anniversary, Castles, Wasteland again, Lord of the Rings, which I'll go through in another video. I've got The Hobbit and The Two Towers. So let's take a look inside. So game comes on just one CD. Sensible because it barely takes up the whole CD. So again, all of these games could have just fit on one CD and put in a nice slip case, but this is nicer, I think. So, another gigantic manual. Love this. I mean, put this all together. I mean, if nice on the bookshelf. I mean, this is super hefty. Let's put one of the regular books against it. Like, look at that. Amazing. Just amazing. Like I said, these games, these anthology series, for the manual alone, it's worth the price. So let's take a look inside this one. So again, Bard's Tale's included in here. And it looks like just the first Bard's Tale. And Dragon Wars again. Out of This World. Oh, great game. Task Times, I haven't played before. I'll have to try that out. So look at this. Many hours of reading material for you here. Artwork by dozens of different artists. Oh, look at that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video, and I hope I've convinced some of you guys out there to try and find copies of your own. Make sure to check out my channel for more retro PC game unboxings, and thanks for watching.